Thanks to the National Lottery, we've been able to achieve a lot in terms of project delivery this year, and we are really happy to be able to celebrate that in a video format so that we can share real stories of the people we've supported. In the last year, we supported over 2,000 people. The main three issues that we supported people with were loneliness, mental health, and we kind of got led down the path of homelessness and housing support because at a time when the snow landed on the ground, there was 19 people in Hartlepool who were sleeping rough. They were out in the snow, they only had a sleeping bag, they had no tents, they had no clean clothes, they had nothing to keep them warm. So what we did was we invited them into LilyAnne's every day so they could come in, get some toast, we'd connect with them on the night walks, we'd go out and deliver hot drinks and some hot food in the middle of the night, up to 4 a.m. in the morning. What we did was we just went out and we supported those people, and we were able to build really strong connections with those people through the funding and the allocation of the hours. As one of our projects, what we were able to do was build a community of homeless people within Hartlepool. We managed to engage them all together, get them working together and get them supporting each other. And while we were supporting them, we were taking them to the council, we were getting them through the housing process, because not many of them even knew that you had to go to the council to get registered as a person who was homeless and didn't have a house. We got them through that, we accessed emergency housing, and we continue to support them today with their mental health and their loneliness. And they can access those groups through the provision of our coffee mornings, which happen Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. And within those coffee mornings, they're able to connect with other people, they're able to build relationships, and they're able to kind of become part of the community. And previously, what we would, like, the people that we're supporting within that homeless group, they've lost everything through life choices, usually substance misuse, and kind of, they've gone down the route of taking drugs, they've got alcohol addiction. So what we did was we supported those back into drug recovery programs. We held their hand and we took them down there. And what we did was we made sure that those people who wanted that support were able to access it. And we've had some real good success stories. We supported a gentleman called Keith, who was a heroin addict from the age of 14. He's now 35 and he'd been addicted for those years of his life. And every morning he had to get up and think, where is he going to steal £35 worth of chocolate from to get access to his crack addiction? Through working with us, he met us at crisis point because he was homeless in the snow. He wanted to run in front of a bus. By chance, he came in to see us, and we were able to start working with him. And we're pleased to say that Keith's been now free of an alcohol and drug addiction for over 12 months. He's doing really well. He volunteers with LilyAnne's. He comes out on the night walks, and he just kind of, he's turning his life around. He's now addressing the mental health issues that he's not been able to address for the last so many years in his life, because all of his emotions have been covered with drug addictions, and he's starting to feel for the first time. So that's been challenging for Keith. But our main focus still remains of reducing the feelings of loneliness and creating companionship. So we have our core coffee mornings that we've set up, and within those we have diamond art and all various activities, and we just have general meet and chat groups as well. So it's really enabled us to develop the project and start supporting people within Hartlepool who were really struggling. And one of the things that we found really successful is we have the ability to engage with people who've stopped engaging with services. They come to us and we're able to help break those barriers and find out why they've stopped engaging and get them re-engaged with other services across the town. It's not a single approach. We can't do everything for everyone. We work as a teamwork approach, a partnership approach, and we built relationships with local community policing teams, local mental health charities, and local organisations that can support people with money and advice services. Really, we are there as the first people. We'll talk to them, we'll get to know them, and over time we will gently build their confidence to kind of get them ready for the real world, get them back out there, build their confidence up, and make sure they can access the support that they need locally. Huge thanks to the National Lottery, and we look forward to making another video review, maybe at the end of the project.
2 minutes, sorry. The project's developed massively over the last 2 to 3 years. We've gone from working with people who struggle with loneliness to actually reaching out to the community, and we work with homeless people, we try to work with the council, we work with other organisations to try and get them back into being part of the community again. This works with loneliness and mental health as well. We work with other organisations, do referrals. 2 years ago, three young people lost their lives, sadly to suicide. We found that there wasn't much support available for anybody who was thinking about suicide, but a last chance encounter could have saved their lives. We launched the suicide prevention campaign, and it allows people to access support at any time. We've built a lot of really good partnerships with the local authorities, the local policing, and the NHS Trust. We've worked alongside probation, NGS, housing associations such as Home Group, 13 Group, Council. We've worked with other departments within the council in terms of if people are struggling like with rent and things like that. There's another team within the housing team who deal with that. Work with local mental health charities, Advice at Heart. During the course of it, we found ourselves in a lot of different challenging situations that have been a little bit difficult to handle for the team, but they've managed it really well. We've had people who've presented in an active suicide attempt, so they've already started the process of self-harming. The amount of substances that they've taken, it could be that they've attempted and they've got lacerations around their neck, it could be that they've attempted and they've got cuts around their neck or their wrist. In that situation, we try and see what we need to do. Sometimes it's a case of talking to them. If they are physically in an active attempt, you need to engage emergency services immediately, depending on the damage. If they've physically taken anything or they have made physical harm to themselves, then immediately it's an ambulance. The worst case scenario was we had the Great North Air ambulance here because they needed a doctor. Other attempts, if they're armed or anything like that, then it has to be the police. Whether you think there's a risk to yourself or not, you have to contact the police. Around loneliness, we've supported a lot of different people in many different ways. So sometimes we start by chatting to that person themselves, and they come in themselves, and then ultimately they end up dispersing into the groups. So they no longer need the one-to-ones, but that can vary. Sometimes it's one chat, sometimes it's about 20 to 30 until that person builds up the confidence to join the groups themselves. We offer a variety of groups. The groups that we offer are Diamond Art. We do a coffee morning, which leads onto a walk and ships with the GP surgeries to encourage people to get out and about and become a little bit more active in their daily life. With the outreach, we do homelessness and mental health. So we support the homeless who came to us. We find out their locations, where they're sleeping. During the colder months, we went out, we took out food, water, drinks, hot drinks, hot soup. We took out sleeping bags, hats, gloves, scarves, anything that they needed really to keep them warm during the severe weather warnings, because there wasn't that much housing available in Hartlepool. Homeless people are massively part of the isolation. They are extremely isolated. They've lost their family, they've lost their friends. Not many people are prepared to support them because of their addiction. With the outreach, we also do mental health support. So we go out with people who are drinking to kind of mask up how they're feeling in terms of their mental health. And on a night out, we team up with the town pastors and we do street walks to basically help people who are possibly they've had a little bit too much to drink. There's been a little bit of an argument between friends and things have kind of hit crisis point. We then take their phone numbers and contact them later on in the week to make sure that they're okay. Because of everything that we've utilised, we've managed to stay within the budget. We haven't gone over it, but we haven't gone under it either.
I came in for a coffee and I knocked my cup over And Trevor saw me, and I was getting upset, and we asked to come in the back room. And this is how it all started quite a time ago, and I've been here ever since. I've been having a tough time, not understanding what the problem was. I was very tired and very, very emotional, and I didn't know what to do for the best. And I had a doctor's appointment, and I was fearing the worst. My mind was in overload, and friendly. It's so welcoming. It's when I come in, I know somebody cares, and that means a lot to me. It's brilliant. It's very relaxing. Kate's there on hand if you want to talk. I'm one of these people, I don't open up easily. It takes me an awful time to get to know people. And Kate was amazing. She stood back and said, I'm here if you want to talk. And that made all the difference.
Absolutely say that. There's never a dull moment. Every day can be as unique as the next, and that increases motivation in a positive way, because there's lots of variable situations that are heartwarming to know that you can help somebody by supporting them. I'm told I can start the dielectric therapy, and also taking anti-psychotic meds. Is that the right term? I don't know. In my case, olanzapine, and also being aware of the some of the side effects means a lot to be introduced to people of their own individual conditions, to know that you're in company with like-minded people who just want to make the best out of life. And when I say management, sometimes you don't move forward, but it's nice not to move back.
I like to give free haircuts to people, and meeting Trevor and Angela and the team here, realised that they have such good contact with folks in town. Haircuts are about giving people some personal care, some dignity, and looking after them. It's about their general well-being, I suppose. And so the LilyAnne's team have been able to connect me and kind of use barbering as a way of just another service that they give people here in the cafe, and brought homeless people in who are in town needing help. In some of my other work as well, I come across people who are coming out of rehab or some sort of substance dependency, and I've managed to bring people in here who've been helped by LilyAnne's, helped get back into housing, helped access local services. It's been a really useful and helpful local service.
So me and my partner were homeless through our landlord kicking us out and just being awful. And the council didn't really tell us how to like deal with things, so we ended up being made homeless on the streets. The council couldn't help us. A friend brought us into LilyAnne's. We got introduced to Trevor and Ange. Angela helped us through the council. Got the council to help us put us in a hotel for a period of time. Then I've suffered with mental health, which the CAF has helped a lot by, because I know it's a safe space. If I feel down, I know I can always pick the phone up and speak to somebody. I help a volunteer in the CAF, a volunteer on the Wellbeing walks, which is on Saturday night, where we do walk around Hartlepool town centre, look out for just anyone who's having a mental crisis, anyone who might just have a bit too much to drink and a bit confused, just anything. Some of the stuff we have dealt with on the night has been suicide attempts, found phones, drunk people, people asleep. There's we assist with any way we can really, but it's just a good like atmosphere, just to give the support and like help people, because like I've been in lots of situations where I've been drunk and it always ends bad. So I know like how people actually feel, and like you can't help your choices when you're drunk. So like it's good that there is people about that people can trust, instead of like the police who a lot of people don't trust. to give back, because the amount of support you do, and it's not just me, like there's everyone else around like Hartlepool you just give support to, and like there's not many people like know about LilyAnne, so like I want to help out and like give as much as I can and like help spread the word. It's not just about helping other people, it's like the group we go with, like it helps us, like it assists my mental health great. Like I love being just walking and talking. It's just mint, because every day is just like I just feel better and better every day now. The support you get off people when you walk around, because we don't wear like the high vis colours that the police use, so we use like orange, like pink, so like everyone knows that we're different from everyone else, but they all know like we're there if we're needed. Like, and the amount of people that run towards you and say like, and come up and shake your hand, say how much you so like great support you're doing.
I moved to Hartlepool from Stockton in August last year. I was full in an addiction with alcohol and drug misuse. I didn't know where to turn. There was no support in Stockton. That's why I wanted to get out of Stockton and get a fresh start. Then I wanted to, I believe in September, I wanted to kill myself. And there was a lady outside one of the pubs across the road that overheard me, and she more or less brought me over to LilyAnne's. That's when I first got in contact with LilyAnne's. So LilyAnne's have supported me mentally. I suffer really bad with depression, anxiety. I went 160 days clean from the alcohol and 96 from the drugs. I fell the other week, but with the help of LilyAnne's, I've got back up on my feet, and I do the Wellbeing walk on the night with LilyAnne's twice a month to give people support and well-being, making sure that they get home. I'm actually doing a sleep out help out in May for LilyAnne's. I believe that I've raised close to £300 already, and we're hoping to get a space for the Great North Run this year, so I'm actually training for that. And if it wasn't for LilyAnne's, then I wouldn't be sat here now, who I am. I'm actually, LilyAnne's have encouraged me to get on these training courses. So if you're more or less suffering with any your mental health or homelessness, LilyAnne's are there to, they actually care about you, they treat you like family. What LilyAnne's have done for me, it's just, I wanted to, like, for me to say thank you back to the team. Coming from my addiction, I actually always thought that I was alone. I've got living experience that I could speak to them and point them in the right direction.
Originally it was to get more confidence in myself. It was anxiety and depression, and I'd separated from my husband.
And do you think coming into LilyAnne's helped with your anxiety?
Yeah. Do you want to stop the video? I'll take my coat off.
I'll still go, I'll just edit it, it's alright. They'll just wonder why you changed your coat. So should we start again?
Yeah.
So what originally brought you to LilyAnne's?
Mental health and ill mental health and stress and anxiety and depression. It's helped me with my confidence, helping me with my confidence, and also it's helping me help with other people who suffer from mental health, helping me support them, and because that's what I originally wanted to do, help people with mental health,
And
help people with supporting them in our do therapy groups as well, which helps people people communicate with other people. Me counselling level 2 and me safeguarding. I want to do me counselling level 3 and be mental health level 3. I feel like I've made a difference to someone, and I feel like I've helped somebody who suffers from mental health. We have someone who comes in for support who's got schizophrenia, and his voices, and she self-harms, and I was there when she's self-harmed and stabbed herself. So I was just partner and talking to her, and I did some first aid, and I supported Sammy who works here, and I supported the ambulance service when they arrived.
Do you know how much of a prize
Feels
prick?
weird, doesn't it?
It felt like a prize prick, yeah.
Are you alright there, or do you want to sit here?
I want to go home, I don't have one.
We're working on it.
Yes, we are. Go on then, what's the interview? Go on, quick, because I'm fucking dying already.
So how do you feel that LilyAnne's have supported you?
Banter, teas, coffees, support. Use help to out with the mobile phones and the tablets. It's actually a genuine laugh when we come in. And sometimes I actually can't wait in the morning to actually pop in for a cup of coffee and get abused.
How did you find out about LilyAnne's?
Can I answer that?
You can answer that.
You leave out the kidney bit.
Yeah, we'll leave out the kidney bit.
All right, sweet. I was over the road, just sleep in the doorway, and you come over and introduce yourself. And then you've been feeding me and my dog, which you didn't have to do the dog thing. You went out and bought dog food because you see me giving the toast to the dog, which you fed my dog for a week, so that was appreciated.
What other support did LilyAnne's do for you?
I'd say it's mostly a moral lift. I said it's the coffee and the teas and the toast and that. I said that is appreciated, but when you've got a million people walking past you and don't give a shit, it's nice just to have a conversation.
And how do you get treated by the members of the community in here? Do they just leave you to it, or do they talk to you?
They talk to us, but there's a lot of banter. I mean, you got to have a thick skin. It just that's in life anyway. But obviously, once your face fits, and like I say, I'll class you as a friend, not just a coffee giver. And I was checking the front and back, even though I was sleeping over the like you said a minute ago. I was trying to repay a favour. It was only a small thing, but I was making sure the calf was all right before I went to sleep.
Anything else?
Anything else you want to say?
Give me my fucking kidneys back.